and just rolled with it. Another thing I wanted to share is that, at that time, I really had no sales experience when I started my business. What I did, and I didn't even know this phrase at the time, was that I became a product of the product. I wore the clothes that I sold. When people saw what I was wearing, it was like selling my product without saying a word. And to tell you the truth, I didn't even know I was selling because I loved what I was doing. I loved what I was wearing. And it was just easy to talk about it to customers. And becoming a product of the product is the easiest conversation starter, really. And people tend to pick up on that kind of energy from you. So if you exude a positive energy, it's always a good thing because that positivity goes right back to you in so many ways. And, they always say that sales is a numbers game, and it is, because you can't bring up your numbers if you're not working it. So every time if something goes wrong, you just got to make up for that. The next thing something goes right. If one thing goes wrong, you got to make two things go right. You got to make two things happen for you. And that was kind of like the flow I tried to develop. And that attitude was what kind of really inspired me or motivated me to keep on keeping on and going out there seeing the people in my own way. And thinking back on it, I didn't even know I was in sales. I knew I was in business, but I never thought about the sales. But I was in sales, and it did work for me. And, those 10 years, no one can ever take away from me the lessons I learned. And I have only grown as a person and then as a professional because of it. And I had the time of my life doing it. And so will you, Phyllis?
Oh, thank you, Corey. And that is so true. We learn these things, and we couldn't get a college education that would give us this information. We're out in the real world and handling it, and I think that's the biggest factor. So I guess tonight what I'm trying to say to all of you is don't let you or your people get so hung up on everything and think, I just don't know if I know what to do, and if I get somebody, what am I going to do with them? Get them excited. Get them excited about the product and get them so that it's entrenched in them. And then when it's entrenched and they feel that, and they're not going to lose that. And I've never lost it in all the years I've been in this business. I still get excited about the product, and I love that product. Sure, I might make some mistakes along the line. So be it, but I still love the product. I'm still going to go out and tell everybody about the product. We live pretty close to the Crystal Cathedral, and we used to go down a lot down there to see Reverend Schuler and to hear him speak and all of that. And a lot has changed in his life, and I think we've all kind of followed his story to a certain degree, and he's had a couple of hiccups in his life too. But he still has his wonderful business. He started in a little drive-in movies holding his services, and look what he's built today. And he's got a little statement that I heard when I was down there, and I've always used that statement. Build a dream, and the dream will build you. And that's pretty much it. If you dream and you want to do something, find the vehicle is going to take you towards your dream, and along that way, you're going to become the better person because of it. And in closing, what I'd like to say tonight is that Jim Rohn wrote in his book on life, he says, life is worthwhile if you care. If you care at all, you will get results. If you care enough, you will get incredible results. Care enough to make a difference. Care enough to turn somebody around. Care enough to change. Care enough to win. And that's really true. You have to care. You've got a business. Give it everything you've got and give it all that you want it to be. And the business will reward you. But then along that way, boy, I'll tell you, you're going to be building a person that in doing so is going to be a very happy person because it's you and you've built it the way you wanted to build it. So tonight we want to say the last statement, and I will get off, girls. Sometimes doing this self-evaluation is a good start to have a new perspective and attitude about your business. And think about it, ladies. Sit down tonight and, I know maybe you got the dishes to do or the kids to put to bed or you have to go do something, but do give it some thought when you do get a chance to evaluate where you're at in your business and maybe changing the perspective and the attitude about your business and realize I'm going to get out there. I'm really going to get out there. I'm not going to worry about the hiccups. I'm just going to get out and do it. And, I guess that's the best thing we can say. 3 special words, just do it, and it'll start to happen. Thank you, ladies, for being on tonight, and we look forward to talking to you next Monday, and we hope you have a spectacular week. We hope it's wonderful. It's the middle of the month, so make it count for you. Bye-bye.